Alright guys, I wanted to give y'all an update on the Epson ColorWorks C6500Au, the cutter version of it. So far, I've been using this thing for, I don't know, I guess it's been a couple of weeks now, and it's been working out great. I haven't run any large jobs on it yet. The most I ran was a label job of 1200, which honestly, with how fast this thing prints and the quantity it can do, 1200 is nothing for this. When I first heard about orders for like 5,000 and stuff, quite frankly, I thought that was a huge order, but it looks like, you know, this thing can easily do orders that large. So these ones are 3.5 by 6 inches, and it's going to, you know, these ones pretty quick, and I think this is like the medium quality level, so it's going to go a little bit slower. When I'm doing the labels, I'm printing those at the fastest speed that they have so far, and so far they come out really, really good. So I moved this one over here to this side. I used to have it over here next to the 3D printer, but I've got a rewinder coming for it that I'm gonna put right here. It hasn't shown up yet. I ordered it like a week ago and it's still not here, so I was kind of upset about that. I was hoping to be here by now. I've got an order of 5,000 I have to fulfill, and it's I'm gonna have to rewind those by hand, it looks like. So anyways, during my intro video there was some stuff I wasn't sure about, and I wanted to kind of go over everything with you. First of all, I was having trouble getting the paper to feed when I first tried to set everything up. I think that when I was unpackaging and packaging everything up, I think maybe I didn't have the back side of the door shut all the way, and so it wasn't trying to feed it for me. It was just not doing anything. After I snapped down the back of the door all the way securely, all of a sudden then it started working just fine with no problems. I've never had any problems since. So it works great. I've never actually opened up the back side of it like this until just now, because I've just moved it from over there to over here today, and I actually like accessing it from the back a lot better. It does give you more space and room to get to everything, and loading and unloading is extremely easy. When you have to switch from one media to the other, it really is not a big deal at all. And when you start to feed the paper in, you just push it flat right here and feed it in, and it starts to pick it up on its own, and it just pulls it through. So it's not hard at all. Everything's very simple. The only thing inside here you ever mess with is this is the lock to hold down and lock down on the paper. If you have a jam or something, you release that and pull up on it to get the paper out, but that's it. When you're feeding it, that should already be down, and you just start putting it in. You use this to push this up and slide over and adjust the width of it. And aside from that, there's nothing else in here I ever mess with. The whole spool just pulls right out, and then it just sets back down in there. There's nothing to it. And then this just snaps shut. And you can also open it this way, but I don't think that it just doesn't seem to give me as good of access. I don't like it as much that way. And now you can see the back side real well because of the way that I have it set up now. And has these little guys to keep you from getting it too close to the wall, but even with it, those there, it gave me a little bit of clearance problems when I was trying to open it up when it was all the way against the wall. So today my maintenance box ran out, and it said that I needed to refill it, or change it out. So I did that, and honestly, I didn't know where it was before. I just never thought of it and didn't ever see it. So I wanted to show you all that real quick. So when you lift this up here on the side, this lifts up, and the maintenance box is right down in there. When I pulled it out, it was very heavy, and then the new one I put in is extremely light. So you can definitely tell that it's putting all that waste ink inside of it. Ink levels still aren't too bad from where I started, and I already printed up all kinds of stuff. Honestly, it seems like it does really well on the ink level so far. If anyone can comment and help me out, I'm really not sure. I'm printing on high gloss BOP right now, and I don't know what setting I should put it on as far as if it should be on high gloss paper synthetic or exactly what. There's different levels, and I assume that the print quality is going to look better or worse depending on that. And rather than a bunch of trial and error and wasting a bunch of ink and paper, I'm curious if any of y'all have any recommendations on that, because I really don't know. Maybe I should ask Rich over at Texas Label Printers. I'm not sure. But anyway, so everything's going good on it so far. I'm real happy with it. Another thing I meant to mention is that when I was printing up the 1200 the other day, I was printing up in batches about 300, about like 320 at a time. It took about, I would say, 5 minutes to print up 300 of them. These are they're 1.5 inch circles, die cut on a continuous roll. So only about 5 minutes to print 300. And that was not on the high-speed batch mode, because whenever I do that, they seem to come off registration. I don't know if it's because I'm using cheap paper that came from onlinelabels.com, or if it's, you know, just the way that it is. When I get the new labels from Hickman Labels, I'm gonna try to do the high-speed batch mode again and see if it works out. Hopefully it does, because I think it'll really speed things up quite a bit. All right, till next time, see you later. Thanks. Like, subscribe, share, please.